versus Ellie, the air character ditto, but two very different air characters, one super light and one super heavy. Regardless, they both can fly.
Alright, game one here starting out on Merchant Port. Sparx immediately pulling through with the percent lead. Gab's looking to try and keep the corner here, but Sparx, tricky movement, gets him the reversal.
This is not a matchup you see too often. I mean, Pomme's not the most common character, but neither is Ellie. You know, a lot of the good Ellies either don't play as much anymore or they play other characters. So I imagine Vince is good at just trying to stuff out of Ellie's projectile onslaught if she manages to get that for a full charge. But even then, like, Pomme is just kind of notorious for how well she controlled the airspace, but Ellie's one of the characters that can challenge her there.
Right, and so far Gab is doing a spectacular job keeping these light hits on Sparx whenever applicable, and then really hammering it home with the edge guarding. But Sparx! Oh no, great DI from Gab! Lets him live! Lets him live! Not for long, though. There's only so much you can do with a character that can fly at the blast zone.
Now notes come on deck in the back air. You're into the upper is going to let Gab even things right back up, but mine is now on Gab. That's very deadly. You want to get that off as soon as you can. Coming out with this confirmed. Yeah, nice percent. We're gonna find
another up strong at the edge of the world. It's so difficult to deal with that situation.
But Ellie kind of just lives and dies by the 0 to deaths. And Sparx might be sitting in a comfy position now, but if Gab is able to find his way in, he could very well even up the stock count.
Gab's doing good so far, trying his best here. Manages to get Sparx on the whiff punish. All he has to do is just get this edge guard. Sparx manages to sneak back on, though. Resources restored. Stage position reversaled. Sparx trying to call out Gab's movement with these missiles, but Gab able to call right back with that up air, sending Sparx off the top.
Gab is doing a great job of using Vince right now to kind of stuff out Ellie's main neutral tool, which is that missile. Well, unfortunately, for Sparx, it's even game 3 right now. Oh, Vince just keeps eating all these missiles. He is the absolute homie. He deserves a raise. He's for taking a bullet for one.
Oh, this could be dangerous here. Sparx has Gab in a free fall position. Gab sneaks it back onto the Merchant Center top plat. Got Sparx out of his mech. The double forward air, making Ellie heat up here on the edge guard. Still trying to keep it going. Another forward air, just another forward air.
This forward air edge guard was deadly, but now Gab fighting himself once again in the corner. Is he going to be able to make it out? He does get the parry, gets
into
the
the
down
strong. Just has to cover Sparx's landing here. Doesn't manage to. Panics a little bit and dashes back.
Sparx is approaching the high heat. Unfortunately for Gab, he drops the up air off of the Vince throw.
Oh, the forward air crosses up. We've got all these notes here. Dash attack off of the Nair into another up air. That's just massive range. It's so hard to get away from. And Gab is going to take game 1 in a very close match.
But Sparx choosing to just run it back. And we're going back to Merchant Port. It was definitely very doable, but you just see how volatile everything is. Especially with these air characters.
Sparx is doing a good job trying to rack up as much as possible with the early percent, but Gab, soon as the answer back, quick 50 on the board, rising. Oh, but gets a little greedy going for the forward strong there. Could end up costing him. Millions must fly.
Sparx already in heat, gonna go for that F strong. And gets the parry on Vince finally. Something he just wasn't able to do a lot. And then
doesn't refresh the wall jump, doesn't get the harmony field either. Gab is down the crucial first stock of the game.
That's huge momentum for Sparx. And he's already capitalizing on it. 44% on Gab. Every percent counts. Guns versus Pomme. But that forward is going to find its way to sneak in. And unfortunately, Gab just isn't able to get Vince out right now. And to stuff out these missiles.
Right, Vince needs to once again try to catch Sparx's landing for the edge guard. Doesn't manage it. Oh,
Good
it ends
weight
up
from
eating a
Sparx.
forward strong to the face. Almost eats a second one. Sparx doing so well to send Gab back off to the side.
That neutral air is just so good. And now Gab just rolling and ripping around the pillar. Unfortunately, he gets too much pressure from Sparx as he 3-stocked Gab that game. He didn't drop a stock that game compared to game 1. Wow. He was able to make those adaptations necessary and force Gab to pick a different stage, and we are going to Endless Abyss. No platforms in sight.
All right, here we go. Here, Sparx once again being the first person to hold forward and reaping the benefits of it. Keeping up the pressure here, taking center, forcing Gab into the corner. This is exactly what he needs to do. These rinse repeatable situations.
It's going to be a lot easier on this stage too, because Sparx doesn't have the platforms to recover to. However, it's good. Same's going to be true for Gab. But both characters have.
Oh, Vince almost caught Ellie out of her mech. That was such a close timing.
That would have been huge, but Sparx throwing it all out there, managing to connect that F strong. But now he's in the edge guard. However, taking that first stock is just the first step.
Sparx having to make a tricky descent here as Gab is trying to catch his landing at every opportunity. Oh, but now this is a good chance for Sparx to send Gab straight to hell.
He has made those adaptations after that game 1. When lack of platforms be damned, and this boy can land. Good parry. Gets
Managing
mine
to
on
start
deck.
something here. Ellie's advantage state with the mine on could be something to fear right now. Gets the mine proc. Forward air, tries to go for the up strong confirm, but Gab is looking to try and stake out where Sparx is going to be. Sparx forced to go low. Gab is just out there menacingly waiting, watching, lurking.
He is waiting for his chance to strike, but fortunately, Sparx has managed to make it back on stage. Has he on deck? Gonna go for the fly and gets the missile to up air confirm, taking the game 3. He currently putting himself in the lead. Yeah, certainly down but not out yet. And as he counterpicks these 2 Frozen Fortress, one had to try to lack of platforms. We saw Sparx was still able to land, now needs those platforms to assist with himself. Plus the bigger stage is going to help with the survivability.
All right, and we see starting out here, Gab holding on to the corner pressure, but backs away a bit too far. Lets Sparx come back home, bring it home.
Plays it down to though, gets a nice little bit of percent. And throwing Sparx into the corner yet again. Manages
The
to connect
double
off the
up
top
air
flat.
chasing him to the top.
See the jab, the downer step, stuffing out Vince.
Oh my goodness, gravy train. Going all the way deep, has the mine at ledge, has all sorts of weird and wacky tools at his disposal, but Gab just slips back in.
The note field coming in handy. Sparx having a hard time finding this kill. He needs to find it soon though, otherwise his extra credit could snowball out of control into Gab's favor, letting him take the game. Is he gonna find it? He does, off of the F strong. But still has a bit of a wait to make it back. However, it's Elliana. So he could very well end this off of one interaction, or Gab could just end that stock off of that interaction. Up airs are coming out right now in full effect. What happened to Vince there?
I think he doesn't get paid enough to deal with this bullshit.
I completely respect that. I can imagine him being not a pop star's beck and call is quite a demanding career.
Sparx, oh! Alright,
Oh
this
my goodness.
is possible. This is doable. Although Gab, if he wants to win this and take it to a game 5, has to be ready to capitalize off of every little hit. because the longer that Ellie stays alive here, the more chances Sparx is going to have to land some kooky kill confirm. Has to be careful.
Well,
Gets the
GabPR's gonna be
parry.
huge.
This might just be it. Hold on to your horses, folks.
Oh, it doesn't get the rocket fist. But now
But
has
an
overheat.
has access to a good strong, just has to find it, and there it is.
Catches his Gab on the fadeback, and unfortunately, that's going to cost him his stock, letting Sparx move on into the bracket. Congratulations to Gab and Crusader for placing 7th. Up next, we've got Crag Ditto.